Time, 8 a.m. Central Time. Yeah. 8 a.m. Central Time as we explore life together. We come together to understand life, to explore life, to question life, to find new ways of looking at life, to reclaim our power. That's what we're here to do, is to reclaim our power so that we can create the experience of life that we choose instead of life creating experiences for us. I simulcast this on Facebook and YouTube each and every day. If you're not a YouTube subscriber, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel, Reveille Wolak. And hey, do give me your comments, questions, whatever's going on with you. I'd love to bring that into the conversation. I want to make this an engagement, something that we participate in. And it's not just you listening to me, because I get tired of listening to me. I hear me talk all the time. You ever get that where your mind is going yiggity, 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 and you realize I've been talking all day long to myself, for God's sake. Sometimes I enjoy it. Sometimes I say, Lee, you talk too much, especially when it's gibberish. So I put down there is that our values create our perceptions, and our perceptions determine how we experience life. So when I look at the idea of values, values are not honesty, integrity, like that type of thing. Those are character traits. When I look at values, I look at those things that are the most important thing, let's say for me, I'll talk about me for a moment, most important thing for me about what I want most out of life. And when you identify the top 3 or 4 of those and you start living to them, your whole perception of life changes because it's under your control. That's what I'm going to be talking about in my workshop on Saturday. What are values? What are perceptions? What is this hierarchy? And how does it create our life? And then how do we find our life purpose? That's the workshop I'm going to be doing, and you're all welcome to join. All you got to do is go to agapespiritualcenter.com, go to the calendar, click on that event Saturday, and you'll find a registration button. Got a bunch of people signed up, want a bunch more. Why? Whatever people I can help get the message of self-empowerment, of self-love, of self-acceptance, that's joyful to me. Think about this. If your perception was that everything in life, everything in your life was about making you become more aware, so that when you become more aware, you have a greater experience of life. And the more aware you become, guess what, gang? You have less fear because you're able to see the truth through the illusion. And guess what? It's pretty much all an illusion, isn't it? Everything we experience is an illusion. We just don't know it. We think it's so real because our mind has the ability to hypnotize us. Because if it was an illusion, why are our dreams so real? Think about that. I had my experience yesterday, then I was in a dream state and it was just as real as my actual experience because the mind made it so. The mind is so powerful in what it can create for us that we don't even know the difference between dreaming and our actual experience. If it is an actual experience, or is it really just a dream that the mind creates around things that happen? Think about that. A dream that the mind creates around things that happen. So last night, I'd be curious if you could grab all the people that live within a couple miles of me. At about, I don't know, was it 9:45 last night? All of a sudden, the sirens were going off. We had a tornado warning going on. I wonder what the illusion that was created in each of the households. Did some people just sleep through it? Did some people really get panicked? Did some people really get worried? Were some people trembling? I'll tell you what, the sirens affected my dog and my bird. So they had a perception last night, didn't they? And it was instinctual. Something was for an animal. Let me say that for an animal, and I guess you and I are also part of the animal kingdom, aren't we? We have instinctual responses. Instinctual responses often center on fear. For my animals, it's fear or food. The 2 F's that mean the most to my dog and my parrot. Fear, they don't like fear at all. They want to be feel safe. They want to be comfortable. And if they're comfortable, my parrot will let me pick it up. If it's not comfortable, I can't go near it. It'll bite the heck out of me. My dog just wants, she's comfortable. But then she has the moments where she's fearful and she wants to feel safe. It's amazing. My dog is absolutely blind, can't see anything. And she could feel the fear last night. And guess what she didn't want? She didn't want to be left alone. Isn't that interesting? So we actually didn't put her in her crate where she sleeps. She loves her crate. She slept on the floor in our bedroom because she felt safe. So the question I want to ask you right now is, do you feel safe in your own mind? Are the perceptions you have built up about yourself, do they cause you to say, I'm okay being alone? I'm okay thinking about me? I'm okay looking at me? Do you feel safe? Or do you feel judged? Chances are you feel judged because the greatest judge in our lives is ourselves. No one judges us more than we do. And you see, anytime the J word comes in, the judgment word, love doesn't exist. So when we're judging ourselves, we're not loving ourselves. The question is, can you get to a point where you tip the scale, where you're 51% accepting instead of 51 or more percent judging? That's a huge movement in consciousness. That's a huge movement that you're okay like you are. There's nothing else you need. But the whole thing is, only you can make that movement. This is why you can have all the great motivational speakers, all the great ministers, all the great gurus. You could have all of that. But I'm going to tell you something. They can't shift your consciousness. They don't have that power. No one has that power. You have that power. That's what our job is to embrace the truth about who we are and start living from a powerful perspective, a perspective that is in pursuit of experience, not imprisoned by fear. Because that's what prison is. It's fear. It's living in fear. Like if you have a partner, a life partner, and you're fearful of your life partner, man, to beat the band, you're in prison. There are a lot of people that are in prison because they don't feel safe with their own life partner. Now, the question I would ask, two things. Is there a real reason? Is there a real reason to feel unsafe? Or is it a perception that we've created based on whatever illusions from our past lives that we're bringing forth into this relationship? Now, here's the thing. Only you can answer that question. But if there are reasons that you feel unsafe with a person, and it's not that you can just shift your perception and feel safe, then the question I would ask is, why are you in that relationship? Why are you staying in that situation? That's not natural. That's not loving. That's not loving at all. Relationships are for two purposes, support and growth. Three purposes. I like to have fun in my relationships. Support and growth. That's why we're in relationships, pure and simple. A lot of people say it's for love. But what they don't understand is that when most people define love, it's the combination of two other qualities. It's lust and like. It's lust and like. That's what most people define love. You fill me. No one can fill you but yourself. That's the illusion. Someone else can make you whole. Remember, hey, want to meet my better half? Hey, when I'm with this person, we become whole together. We're two halves coming together. What a bogus lie. I was taught that lie. Thank God I figured out the truth. I'm here to tell you so that you might figure it out for yourself. You don't need anything to be complete. You are complete. And your job is to embody that. So again, I'll remind you, Saturday I got a workshop on how to discover your life purpose and how to understand what values really mean. I think it's at 10:30. I think it's at 10:30 on Saturday, but you can find all that out at agapespiritualcenter.com. Go to the website, click on the calendar, go to Saturday. The workshop will be the third thing down. First one is meditation. Second one are my daily thoughts. And then the third one is the workshop. Click on it, register. It's free. It's one of those things that I do where I'm giving you a gift. So I'd love to have you be a part of it. I promise you'll get information that's well worth it. So with that in mind, hey, you beautiful souls, go create your most magnificent day and know that if no one else says it, I will. I love you and I accept you just like you are. Have a great one, everyone. Better yet, go create one, everyone. Aloha.